Welcome to the Loving Realm. I'm Olivia, the daughter of the Kingdom's Herald.
And I'm Douglas, one of the Kingdom's Herald. But do you know what a herald is? A herald...
Daddy?
Yes?
Before you tell them what a herald is, I think we should tell them what the Loving Realm Post is.
Oh yeah! Why don't you tell them about it?
Sure. The Loving Realm Post is the official publication of the Kingdom, and each episode of the Loving Realm has its own edition.
So before you tune in for our time together, make sure that you have your copy of the Loving Realm Post.
You will have many activities on the Loving Realm Post, but you need to pay attention to 2 pages during our time together.
The first one is the page with the word search puzzle. There are at least 7 words on the word search, and you have the first letter of these words. You need to pay attention to the video because 7 words in red will show on the screen along with this sound. Can you hear? Throughout our time together. That is the cue for you to write the words down. And after the Loving Realm episode, you search for them in the word search. So here comes the first word. It's my daughter's name, Olivia.
Daddy, so here comes the second word. Douglas, the Kingdom's Herald.
The second page of the Loving Realm Post that you must pay attention during our time together is the one with a crossword puzzle. A few words are missing in the Bible verses. The missing words will appear in red as Olivia and I read these Bible verses throughout our time together.
Daddy, what about explaining what a herald is with one Bible verse? In that way, they will know what it means to be a herald and also get a couple of the words for their crossword puzzle.
That is a great idea, Olivia. Thank you. So, could you, let me put my shofar here, could you read from Isaiah 52, verse 7, what a herald is?
How beautiful is a person who comes over the mountains to bring good news. How beautiful is the one who announces peace. He brings good news and announces salvation. How beautiful are the feet of the one who says to Jerusalem, your God is the King.
A herald is a person who brings the good news, who proclaims peace and salvation, who declares to everyone that God is King.
As an apprentice, to become a herald, I've learned that we are supposed to be official messengers bringing news of the Loving Realm. We are the spokesmen, spokeswomen of our loving King.
You are right. You have learned well. You are doing a great job as an apprentice for a herald. But let me ask you, Olivia, a good important question. What do you have in the treasure box?
I have something very important to help us with our lesson today. Please close your eyes.
Can I open them?
Not yet. Oh,
What do you have for us today?
something amazing.
What is that? Can I open now?
One tiny second. Yes.
We have a castle?
No, a Lego castle that I put together.
What? That is beautiful. But Olivia, what does a Lego castle mean to you? What should we discuss about it?
Daddy, since today is our first time together, I think we should talk about the Loving Realm, God's kingdom, and how important it is.
I think that is a great plan. And what about letting the Herald Master tell about the importance of the kingdom?
Do you think they know who is the most important herald of the living realm?
I think they know him, but maybe they are not aware that he was a herald and the master of all heralds.
The most important herald who brought the good news, who proclaimed peace and salvation, who declared to everyone that God is King, was Jesus. Jesus is the master of all heralds.
Many people see Jesus as a miracle maker, a storyteller, a great teacher, the savior. But not everyone sees him as a herald of the loving realm.
And the majority of people don't see the importance that Jesus placed upon God's kingdom.
Well, let's get a sample of each one of the 4 Gospels and at least one from the book of Acts to testify of the relevance of God's kingdom to Jesus.
Let me start with Matthew 4:23. Jesus went everywhere in Galilee. He taught in the synagogues and preached the good news about the kingdom of heaven, and he healed all the people's diseases and sicknesses.
Let's read from the Gospel of Mark now. Mark 1:15 says, Jesus said, "The right time has come. The kingdom of God is near. Change your hearts and lives and believe the good news."
Luke 4:43 says, "But Jesus said to them, I must tell the good news about God's kingdom to other towns too. This is why I was sent."
We read in John 3:3, Jesus answered, "I tell you the truth, unless you are born again, you cannot be in God's kingdom."
Then in the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 3 says, "After his death, he showed himself to them and proved in many ways that he was alive." The apostles saw Jesus during the 40 days after he was raised from death. He spoke to them about the kingdom of God.
These are some of the verses where you can see the relationship between Jesus and the kingdom of God. Everything Jesus did was designed to reveal, proclaim, and advance the loving realm.
The most important words in Jesus' vocabulary were the kingdom of God. That was the good news, the gospel that he proclaimed everywhere.
That's beautiful. The kingdom of God and its Messiah, Jesus, became the most important message of Jesus' followers. For this reason, the word kingdom appears more than 160 times in the New Testament.
If God's kingdom was important for Jesus and his followers, it must be crucial for us. That is the reason we'll study the loving realm together.
We'll be back soon to continue our studies.
Until next time, remember, the loving realm is everything for Jesus, and it must be everything for you. Bye now.